We are starting with our first topic, that is prehistoric period and protohistoric period. Prehistoric period and protohistoric period. Here it goes. The prehistoric period is the era in which only archaeological sources are available for study and no literary sources are available. The period for which archaeological and literary sources are available for study but literary sources are not being used is called the proto-historic period. On this basis, Harappa civilization and Vedic civilization are categorized under the proto-historic period because one has a script that has not been deciphered yet, while the other has a language but not the script. But there is another basis of division as well. According to this, the era in which agriculture was not known is called prehistoric period. In other words, we will study the primitive men who used the tools made of stone and were dependent on hunting and food gathering. For example, Paleolithic and Mesolithic age. On the other hand, the period in which agriculture started, it was termed as the proto-historic period. Therefore, the study of those communities in the historical period, those who had reached up to the stage of food production from the stage of food gathering. On this basis, the Neolithic and Chalcolithic period are categorized under the proto-historic period. Paleolithic period, millions of years ago to 10,000 BCE, which stands before Common Era. The evolution of early man in India can be seen by linking it to the Stone Age. In the Indian subcontinent, human activities were visible from the Paleolithic period. During this period, man was dependent on hunting and food gathering. Next, Mesolithic period, starting from 10,000 BCE to 6000 BCE. The period between Paleolithic and the Neolithic was envisaged. It is known as Mesolithic period. In this period also, man were hunters and food gatherers, but some sort of change was visible. Next, Neolithic period after 6000 BCE. Neolithic period was a phase of transition in which man reached to the food producing stage and started a settled life. Further, the way for the changes have been prepared. Initially in India, Mehergarh in Baluchistan was considered to be the earliest Neolithic site, but through recent research, Lahura Deva in UP placed as an earliest one. How we came to know that this is the Neolithic site only? This came to know that we came to know about that is that starting of agriculture is precondition of Neolithic period. So where we got the fertile land, we come to this conclusion that this site is Neolithic site, not Mesolithic or Paleolithic. Next, Chalcolithic period after 3500 BCE. Copper was the first metal to be used by humans. With the introduction of copper tools, the agrarian economy was strengthened. The earliest Chalcolithic site was found in northwest India. Next, Harappa civilization 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. Due to growth in agricultural production and advancement in trade, a part of northwest India moved forward in the direction of urbanization. Understand the changes: climatic change, climatic factor, then technological change, then change in livelihood, then change in social relation, and then change in cultural outlook. First, we will talk about climatic factor. Climatic factor of prehistoric period, that is Paleolithic period, then Mesolithic period, and Neolithic period. When we observe the climatic factor, we get to know that Paleolithic period occurred in geological epoch known as the Pleistocene. The Pleistocene was the ice age and which was not suitable for the vegetation. Later, the Holocene era started from 10,000 BCE, in which global temperature rose and climate became moist and warm, and this created favorable condition for the beginning of agriculture. Therefore, agriculture began from the Neolithic age and continued advancement in the future. Moving forward, technological advancement. In the Paleolithic period, people used tools made of stone and bones. During this period, there was dominance of core tools. Core tools are the tools made by breaking and shaping large stones. These include hand axes, chopper chopping, and cleverers. For example, evidence of chopper tools found from the Sohan River Valley in Punjab, and also the tools like hand axe evident from Madras in South. Apart from the core tools, flake tools were also prevalent. Flake tools are tools made from smaller pieces of rock, and these tools were sharp as well as light. For example, scrapers, burins, etc. During Mesolithic period, the development of microlith can be seen. It ranges from 1 centimeter to 5 centimeter. They were too small to be used by themselves and would have been set into wooden and bone handles to make composite tools. As a result of this technological upgradation, bows and arrows came into use. Later in the Neolithic age, polished stone wares came into use. In the other words, earlier stone tools were made through breaking a stone through another stone, but these tools were made through rubbing one stone against another. Thus, polished stone came into existence. Agrarian activities became relatively easy with the support of these tools. Next, moving forward to our next change, that is change in livelihood. During Paleolithic period, hunting and gathering was supposed to be the source of livelihood. Paleolithic people used to hunt mainly bigger animals and collect forest products. Although people during Mesolithic period were still associated while with hunting and gathering stage, but definitely a change in hunting and gathering activities took place. Due to the use of bow and arrow, even smaller animals and birds could be hunted. Apart from that, hunting activities improved. A fishing start Apart from that, hunting and activities improved and fishing started, so there was better availability of food. For the first time, from the site of Adamgarh in MP and Bagor in Rajasthan, we can trace evidence of domestication of animal. These are the exceptions. Furthermore, people started using wild variety of grains as well. The Neolithic period is an important landmark in the history of mankind because now man was going to shift from the food gatherer to food producer in this period. During this period, domestication of animals as well as cultivation started on a regular basis. Although potteries came into use from the Mesolithic age, but regular use of potteries was started from Neolithic period. This age is known as Neolithic Revolution because when agriculture started, it encouraged a significant change in the economy, social and political fields. Copper came to be emerged as a first metal to be used, and this period came to be known as Chalcolithic period. Copper tools also came into existence, and these were definitely better than stone tools. Thus, agrarian economy became stronger during Chalcolithic period. Social changes. Now we are heading towards social changes during the prehistory period. Paleolithic society presented a model of band society. People did hunting and food gathering only for consumption. This society was an example of egalitarian society. As for male female relations, we can say that as male members are supposed to be associated with hunting, while female members with food gathering, and as food gathering could feed the people in better manner, so it was more important. Thus it is ordained that the condition of female was better during the Paleolithic period due to her important role in ensuring food. The society of Mesolithic age was also an egalitarian society. This society was still at the level of band society, but the concept of family evolved as the old members of the family were left at the home for looking after the kids. Apart from that, now burial of dead body started during that period. During Neolithic and Chalcolithic period, the level of production increased. Thus, the division in society also started. In fact, society is supposed to have moved from the stage of a band society to chieftain. One can trace social differentiation in society on the basis of construction of houses as well as granaries. Cultural changes. Most of the early man's time was spent in maintaining a livelihood, but then gradually he started establishing companionship or exchange with the environment. As a result, religion and art developed. In fact, evidence of bone and stone tools in fact, evidence of bone and stone idols in the form of art is found, but the main form of art is evident through the painting. This is it for today. Tomorrow will next video will talk about developments of painting, which is part of cultural change. We will talk about Mesolithic paintings, and also we will discuss a question which came on Mesolithic painting in UPSC 2015.